So, for my HeLa Interview project, I've decided to interview my cousin and her daughter. So this is Jen and Bianca. Say hi.
Hello.
And Bianca has Turner syndrome. So, let's talk about that. Jen, when you were pregnant with Bianca, when did you know that something wasn't right?
It was about the 17-week ultrasound, and they noticed an abnormality, and they completely freaked me out and ordered a gazillion tests, and I had to go downtown to University Hospitals for a whole bunch of tests, and that's when we found out. Yeah, they actually did an amniocentesis, and they actually got a sample of Bianca's DNA before she was born, and that they got her whole entire DNA strand, and they were able to tell on a molecular level what was wrong. And that's confirmed.
That's really neat. But what exactly does Turner syndrome mean? Like, what is that? What does it mean?
It's a genetic disorder. It's a genetic disorder, but it's not an inherited genetic disorder. It can happen to any person at any pregnancy.
Well, any girl, baby.
Yes, but it can happen at any individual pregnancy. It's not like you get it from your parents.
So it's not a generational thing. So like if...
Correct. Some girls with Turner syndrome have a partial second X chromosome, but Bianca has none. And so there can be different levels of the outcome of what the Turner's is. But for her, because of that, she doesn't have, some of her hormones are lacking. She doesn't make her own estrogen, so she has an estrogen replacement patch. So,
it's like falling stuff.
She takes other thyroid medications and growth hormones. It's more on a hormonal level for her. She also, when she was born, had a very, very narrow aorta and had her heart surgery when she was 6 days old to correct that. There was a lot of other outcomes.
And that was because of the Turners?
Yes. Yes.
To connect this to my project, we've been learning about a woman named Henrietta Lacks. And have you heard of Henrietta Lacks or HeLa cells?
No.
Well, HeLa is a cell line that was from Henrietta, and they're cancer cells that were taken from her without her consent, so there's this whole ethical battle. But these cells are very special because they reproduce quickly, they're very hardy, they're easily manipulated to behave like other cells, so they're very, very useful for research. And the research that has been done with HeLa cells has helped with cancer research, countless vaccines and everything. It's made it possible to early diagnose genetic disorders and things like that. So you were lucky enough that you were able to diagnose Bianca even before she was born, so that you would know that and be prepared for that and get treatment for her if she needed it. So how do you feel knowing that it might not have been possible to know that she had Turner's before she was born?
It would have been, honestly, it would have been the most devastating thing I could possibly imagine. You go through pregnancy and you fully expect the biggest question to be a boy or a girl. You don't ever go into an ultrasound or a delivery room and you think, oh my gosh, what devastating thing could possibly be wrong with my child? And I met them yet, and what's our road to, life going to look like? And it was very hard. Even at 17 weeks, I had a lot of time. I had 24 weeks to absorb all of this information, but I was able to get very good prenatal care, and I was able to meet up with doctors who could give us an idea of what her possibility of having a normal life would be, because we really didn't know. Yeah. They told me that it could have been a number of other genetic disorders based on the abnormality that they found at the first ultrasound, and if I hadn't known and I hadn't been able to prepare, her heart defect would have actually killed her.
So without the early diagnosis, without knowing ahead of time that something was wrong, she could have died.
Absolutely, yeah.
How do you feel knowing that you're alive and well because of science and all of this research? Like, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm grateful, and I'm grateful that my mom didn't abort me, and they gave my mom the option to. And
I'm glad.
So, thank you guys for
Oh, you're welcome.
talking.
You're welcome.
So,
I hope you get an A.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.